everybody! Friends, hello friends. I've got a special surprise for you all today. It's James.
Hey, how's it going? Heyo.
Most of you should know him from The Odd Ones Out.
Yee.
And if you don't, you better get on that because he's like the funniest channel.
Thanks.
It's a fact. We became friends a little while ago, and I thought it was about time to have you on the video.
Thank you.
So, coincidentally, we both live in the oven that is Arizona, and we wanted to share our thoughts and opinions on it. Like, don't get us wrong, we love it here.
Well, I mean, love is a pretty strong word.
We don't completely despise Arizona. But there's just some things about it that are just like, So we're gonna talk about them, and yeah.
There's no trees here.
One, the heat. You talked about it a lot in your own Arizona video, James.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone hasn't seen it, I suggest you watch that because it is a pretty A1 video.
Thanks.
But don't do it yet, because you still gotta watch this video.
Yeah, don't watch that video.
Yet. It gets absolutely scalding here. What, the record last summer was like 120 Fahrenheit, something like that?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was unbearable.
Like, shoot, Arizona, slow your roll with the heat. We're not eggs trying to be boiled over here. And some people do that. They try to fry eggs with just the sun. You can look it up. It's a thing.
Oh, it's disgusting. You didn't put any salt on it. The heat is so bad, especially in the summer. If you wanted to do anything outside, then you had a 50% chance of having a heat stroke. It's just a risk you had to take.
Also, cars become literal toasters. You open the door and you're hit with just a massive wave of just Satan. And you'd sit down with like as little skin touching the seat as possible, and you kind of just have to wait and sit there, wait for the heat to die down just enough to be able to do anything. The seatbelt's too hot, the dash is too hot, the steering wheel's like, holy Jesus.
You think we're exaggerating, but no. If your car was parked in direct sunlight, you have to wait for it to cool down because you have to touch the steering wheel to drive. And you don't want to be driving like you're playing hot potato with the wheel.
I think someone needs to invent like a little compartment for holding oven mitts or something in the car, because that's really the only way you can actually drive without burning your hands off.
If someone actually does that, then we should get 50% of the profit because we came up with that idea. And then when you're all done and you get out of the car and you hear your sweaty back being pulled apart from the leather seats like a sticky note.
It's gross.
2. Cactuses.
Cacti.
Not a lot of places have cacti. Only Arizona, Texas, Nevada, and New Mexico have natural growing cacti. And a tiny bit of Mexico. So some people who visit are like, ooh, look, cacti, cool. Sure, they're cool to look at, but I don't get why they're so excited about cacti. They're freaking everywhere.
Yeah, living with them is the worst. When I was growing up, I lived in a cul-de-sac neighborhood where the road looped around a little desert patch. Well, when I was learning to ride a bike, I was pedaling down the road towards the neighborhood, and I didn't turn with the road because I didn't know how. So I rode straight into the desert center and ran into a little cactus patch. I don't remember much about it because I was little, but it was pretty scarring.
Literally. Also, there's a type of cactus called jumping cactus, because they jump out and attack you for no reason. Guess who? Cacti are jerks.
3. The wildlife. Everyone always talks about the scary scorpions and snakes here, and yeah, they're pretty sucky to have to deal with.
Yeah, one time this big scorpion...
But no one ever talks about the friggin' javelinas! If you don't know what javelinas are, they're wild hogs. And they're scary as freak. They're mean, and they'll run after you, and they travel in packs, and they're smelly.
I've never had to deal with those before.
Well, let me tell you. The only way you can get them to not attack you is to feed them bananas. But then they start coming back because they want more bananas, and you're stuck in this loop forever feeding them all your bananas out of fear.
They're like ducks, but worse.
If ducks were big, ugly, hairy monsters who wanted to eat your bananas.
Me and my siblings used to capture lizards for fun, and we would just hold them. But sometimes we would accidentally pull their tails off. Did you know that lizards' tails still move even after you pull them? I knew that. Also, at night, the cicadas would be really loud and annoying.
4. There's nothing to do here.
That's why me and Jaiden are artists. You get to stay inside and do fun stuff while not having to worry about dying of heat stroke.
Arizona's kinda really boring. There's not much to do here in terms of entertainment. Sure, there's like zoos and aquariums and like mini golf.
And friends, if you have those.
The other main option is dirty water parks. I've never been a fan of water parks. They gross me out. Everyone shares the tubes and the slides and the water with a very minimal amount of clothing on. Like, who knows what's in that water? Especially the wave pools. It's like a public bath. I've seen people take hot dogs into them too. It's like dirty public hot dog bath. I guess the one I like here is Sunsplash.
Same. Wait, did we go to the same water park?
The same Sunsplash?
I mean, it could be a possibility. Did you go on the green one where the floor was...
Like, the floor would drop? Oh my god.
OMG!
So yeah, that's the video.